Hello, welcome to Jonathan George Valeria's World Emporium. I'm Jonathan George Valeria, and I'm thrilled to share with you how we can expand our knowledge of the world through the English language. Our videos cover a range of topics such as literature, history, science, and more to provide you with a well-rounded learning experience. Regardless of whether you are a beginner or an experienced learner, our expertly curated videos offer captivating and enlightening content to help you enhance the language proficiency. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my speech about the critical need for a responsible drinking culture in Vietnamese society. As we all know, drinking alcohol is deeply ingrained in Vietnamese culture, and is often associated with community gatherings and traditional rituals. However, the way people consume alcohol is not always given to the appropriate attention, leading to adverse consequences, particularly in the workplace. Hence, it is crucial to establish a responsible drinking culture from the family to society to ensure the well-being of individuals and their relationships. Frequent and excessive alcohol consumption can have detrimental effects on the drinker's health and relationships with the others. We must pay attention to how we can consume alcohol in a more systematic and scientific way, especially in the workplace. Business trips with colleagues often involve alcohol, but we need to create a work environment that does not encourage excessive drinking. Instead, we should focus on diligence and efficiency in our work. The adage, work hard, play hard, must not become a justification for reckless drinking. To establish a responsible drinking culture, we must begin with families. Parents should take responsible measures and use appropriate language to impart the values of responsible alcohol consumption, maintaining good health, and respecting others, especially in the workplace. Drinking alcohol is not just a personal matter, but it must also be considered in the context of family and society at home. Teaching children early about health, personal responsibility, and limiting alcohol use is crucial. In society, we must implement regulations and rules to prevent negative behaviors and ensure everyone's safety. In the workplace, it is particularly important to establish a culture of responsible drinking. Business trips and social events often involve alcohol, but we need to create an environment that does not encourage excessive drinking. Instead, we should focus on professionalism and efficiency, prioritizing our work and our responsibilities. We should strive to be role models for others, demonstrating that we can enjoy ourselves without putting ourselves or others in danger. In society, we need to apply regulations and rules to prevent negative behaviors and ensure safety for everyone. Governments should implement policies and regulations to control the production, distribution, and consumption of alcohol. These measures can include age restrictions, advertising bans, and taxation, all of which can help to reduce alcohol-related harm. We should also support educational campaigns and awareness raising to improve people's understanding of the dangers of excessive alcohol consumption. One of the most significant issues concerning excessive alcohol consumption is road safety. Drunk driving is a severe problem worldwide, and Vietnam is no exception. It is essential to educate people about the dangers of drunk driving. It can cause severe accidents, injuries, and even death. The government has implemented strict laws and regulations to curb drunk driving, but it's not enough. We must educate people to take responsibility for their actions and make the right decisions to keep themselves and others safe. We can't ignore the societal impact of excessive drinking, such as domestic violence, social problems, and health issues. As a society, we must come together to promote a responsible drinking culture. We can start by organizing a awareness campaign and public events to educate people on responsible drinking practices. We can also encourage businesses to promote non-alcoholic beverages and provide transportation services for their employees. It is crucial to create an environment that supports responsible drinking practices and discourages excessive alcohol consumption. As the famous proverb goes, prevention is better than cure. It is crucial to prevent excessive drinking by educating people about the dangers of alcohol abuse. We must understand that drinking alcohol is a personal choice, but it's also a social responsibility. We need to be accountable for our actions and make informed decisions about drinking. Drinking responsibly does not mean we cannot have fun. It means we must be mindful of our limits and take care of ourselves and others. To quote the late great Nelson Mandela, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Let us use education to promote responsible drinking practices and change our society for the better. Let us remember that we are not what we drink, but what we do. Drinking responsibly is not just a personal choice, it is a social responsibility. Let us take responsibility for our actions and make informed decisions about alcohol, whether we choose to drink or not. As individuals, it's important to recognize the effects of alcohol on our bodies and minds, and to understand the risks associated with excessive consumption. We must learn to drink in moderation, to respect our own bodies and those of others around us, and to act responsibly when alcohol is involved. In conclusion, the importance of a responsible drinking culture in Vietnamese society cannot be overstated. Drinking alcohol is an integral part of Vietnamese culture, but we must pay attention to how we consume it. Frequent and excessive alcohol consumption can cause significant harm to our health and our relationships with others. Businesses must create a work environment that does not encourage excessive drinking, and families must educate their children about the importance of responsible drinking. Together, we can create a society that values health, safety, and responsibility. We must establish a responsible drinking culture for families and society to ensure individuals' health and relationships. We must take responsibility for our actions, whether we choose to drink or not, and act in a way that benefits ourselves for those around us. Remember, we are not what we drink, but what we do. Thank you for joining me at this episode. Your questions, comments, and feedback are always very appreciated. So please don't hesitate to leave them in the comment section below. And if you haven't already, please do hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more interesting and enlightening content. By hitting the notification bell, your video should never miss any very exciting and thought-provoking episodes. Don't forget to share our channel with your friends and family who may also find our content beneficial. We are committed to providing you with high quality, well-researched, engaging content that will help you improve your English language skills and expand your knowledge.